them liking Shakespeare was so much better, way better. Think like Shakespeare, the literary piece that was sent by the department to confuse them and make them hate English as much as they hate every other subject. And they don't just like it, they recite it, and then they argue about what he intended through it. I don't know, the department just sent these notes to me to teach them.
Lesbians, if I can call them,
are actors. We are doers. We have this shape-shift ability to become anything and everything. And it all started in the land of gods, 5th century Athens. This fellow, known to his friends as Thisbe, had a plan, you see. There was this god of wine and fertility and, so it happens, theatre. He was known as Dionysus. Thisbe wanted to please Dionysus so badly that he went to the side of the road dressed in phallic objects and sang hymns to Dionysus. He grew quite popular and later was joined by 2 other actors and a chorus. Every actor after him was known as a thespian in Thisbe's honor. They wore full masks. Fast forward a couple of 100 years and moved to Italy, the era of opera. But that's kind of boring. So everyone ended up showing up solely for the commedia dell'arte performances, also known as the comic relief between the 2 depressing halves. This is also where most of our archetype characters come from. They wore half masks. Fast forward a couple of 100 years and theatre is now illegal. Yeah. Unless it's about the Christian Bible and you perform on a wagon. Then, and only then, was acting allowed. That went on for a while until gradually the church loosened their grip. This was in the time of Billy Shakes, also known as William Shakespeare. During the Elizabethan acting era, acting was no joke. Theatre was the place for bartering and ladies of the night to do their work, with buckets lining the walls in case somebody wanted to, it was a long show. Shakespeare was considered a genius. Some might say he still is a genius. Plays became light-hearted and larger than life, leaning more and more towards romanticism, while the standard of living decreased dramatically. This is where 3 very smart people from 3 very faraway lands had a brain baby: Ibsen, Chekhov, and Barnard Shaw. When the 1900s hit, everybody wanted to start a theatre movement. There were all sorts of ideologies. The story and the emotional transformation is the most important part of theatre. Theatre manipulates you. Or there is no such thing as art. Sorry, Dada, you've become what you hated most. But here we are, postmodernism, a beautiful blend of everything, where anything and everything is art. That chair, art. The building, art. Your smartphone, art. Theatre is the representation of our society. Theatre is the representation of how our society is functioning at any given time. It survives long after the archaeological evidence of a people are long gone or ruined. It expresses what we think, and therefore theatre expresses us. Actors are expressors of our society.
They're so loud. I mean, just making occult like noises in the corridor, like just vibrating through the corridor while I'm trying to mark my assignments. The outstanding assignments that they hand in late, the essays I give them, like I don't understand what they're doing. And I'm marking my assignments. I sit down, I can't sit and mark, I can't focus, I can't concentrate on anything. And they just, I can't even sit down and eat my marmalade sandwich. hear that? Do you see what I'm talking about? Again, in the down corridors, they are doing their vocal cords, like I said, an occult.
Oh, the principal. He has no idea what we get up to.
Oh, yeah, they partake in, cultural activities.
Has no idea what these kids get up to.
Yes, cultural activities, that's what they partake in.
This one time there was a confusion with our substitute teacher. She may have gotten our class mixed up, but she ended up not showing up. So we went outside, listened to some music, choreographed a whole dance while the other kids were still having class.
But I'll show you that they are cult. I'll show you. Follow me.
We are not a cult. Our whole body is an instrument that needs to be taken care of. We need to exercise our instrument and warm it up before every performance and practice.
Oh yeah, we're a cult. We always stand in these like circles and do these vocal warm-ups and we hold hands and we feel each other's energies. Yeah, we're a cult.
Though theatre is a lifestyle and it is lived every day by these theatre kids, the highlight of every theatre kid's year is the theatre productions, the drama productions. And the 2 weeks before opening nights can get a bit interesting. These 2 weeks affect every area in the child's life.
Them liking Shakespeare was so much better, way better. Now it's just murmuring in my class.
There's never enough time to learn our lines. We have to go through them every chance we get. I go through them quietly in our heads. I often do that in boring classes.
And they're so tired and so sleep deprived that they sleep in my class.
Discussion as I be on vocal rest. My voice needs more rest than the rest of my body.
Their eyes, they are so from, I don't know, lack of sleep. Their eyes are so dark.
Oh, and the dress rehearsals. I never have enough time to wipe my makeup off. I always look so dreadfully tired. It's probably the mascara.
And sometimes I actually worry, are they okay?
Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours go into a school production. It's like a fine wine resting and cultivating in a beer barrel. It's like a flower waiting to bloom. It's like fynbos needing a fire. The average lifespan, or the average time period that a school production takes, is 8 months. Auditions, read-throughs, character histories, character briefs, blocking the first scene, trying for a run, forgetting the blocking to the first scene, getting yelled at because nobody knows their words, trying to block the first scene again, trying for a run, moving to the stage, reworking the blocking, putting scripts in every single wing, freaking out because you've forgotten your words to the first scene again, reworking the blocking, getting costumes, a costume breaks, reworking the blocking to fit the costume that broke, fix the costume that broke in the first place, meet the tech crew, and finally, dress rehearsal before show night.
Show night went well.
I forgot a line!
Give me like a 3-second countdown.